Hi everyone, it's Bobbie. I'm here real quick just to share with you the project that I created for the swap with Michelle Allen. Her page is called A Creative Operation, and we are swapping both using the Let Freedom Ring by Echo Park, I think. If I can find one of the pages. I think it's Echo Park. Let me see. Yes, it is. It's Echo Park. And then I have a polka dot paper in here by Cartabella that I used. And all of these items are available on Country Craft Creations with the exception of these little roses that came from my stash. And these leaves I made using the leaf die by Heartfelt Creations, and Tammy does have that in her store as well. So everything else on here is from the collection. I did find this as a free printout on the web. Just says the land of the free because of the brave. And then on the spine, I just put 3 star buttons and one of the stickers. These I also got from Country Craft Creations. And on the back I used the stickers, just says God Bless America and the flags. And then I used this tool from Country Craft Creations for my closure. And on the front I just layered up some of the design paper, a piece of the red artisan that I cut a flag, and then I double matted this. So my thinking on this is I love to go to pitch-ins where everybody brings copies of the recipe and shares them with you. And I know that Michelle loves recipe books, so that's what I designed. So here we go. On the inside of the front cover, there is a tuck spot here, and there's 3 little pockets, each with a little journaling spot in it. And there's 3 of them, they're all alike. And then in the pocket I've put some of the die cuts, or some of the cut aparts I should say. And then in each of the pockets you'll find there's a place for a photo of the dish or the person who made it. And then on the back side there's a photo for the other, so she can put a photo of the finished recipe and one of the person that made it, and then there is the recipe card attached. And I just tied them with some twine, some baker's twine. And I used the stickers from the collection for most of that. And then these are just cut aparts from the collection. I can get it up under here, it is. Here we go. And we'll slide this one on top. Now there's 4 pages, and the front of each of the pages is alike. And I tried to make this so it would lay flat, and with the exception of these flowers on the front, it lays perfectly flat. So in each of the front side of each of the 4 pages are the same. The back sides are different. So you'll have a top pocket that has another photo spot for the recipe and the person that made it, and then a recipe card. And the recipe cards also have a place for directions on the back. And I left all these stickers loose so that she can stick the photo up under them. So there's that one. Kind of have to work with it a little bit. I'll get it back in there. And then there's a small pocket here on the front of each page. And I just made a little tag with some of the stickers attached. And it's plain on the back so that she can journal anything that went on at her picnic or pitch-in wherever she was at. These also came from these puffy stickers. I can't remember if I got those at Country Craft Creations or not. I'm not sure. But here's some more of those leaves. And this is the small rose die by Heartfelt Creations, and then some of the prills in the center. And on the back side of that page, I have made a flap that lifts up, and you have room for photo and journaling. And below, there's another photo spot. I hope I'm in frame for all of this. And then we have a little pocket here with another one of the recipe cards and the photo mat. So there's that one. There's the back side and the recipe card. And I just used stickers. It says United We Stand on the bottom. Here it says Home of the Brave. And this one says Let Freedom Ring. And then this tab is an old punch I've had in my stash forever. And it just closes like that. I didn't feel like it needed a magnet. Let me look and make sure I'm in. I hope I'm in frame. It looks like I am. So on page 2 we have more of the leaves and a flower. Then we have our little tag in here. This one has a flag and says "You're a Grand Old Flag" on it, and it's blank on the back. Just slides back in there. And I left them so she'd have plenty of journaling space. And here's your recipe card and photo mat. That one has an ice cream cone, and it's blank on the back. Then on the back side I made 3 little, this keeps sticking to my jacket, I made 3 little bags, and I made these out of parchment paper. And I just put little tags in there that she can add small photos or journaling to. And I used the stickers just to dress them up a little bit. Here's a bit larger one. Just says America, and these border trims are on your sticker sheet. And then we have this one. So she has 3 of those in this angled pocket. And I used 3 more of the buttons here on the center. I was going to put an envelope in here, but it just got too bulky, and so I decided against it. But you will see that the envelope is, I think it's in the tutorial, but you can make it or not. I chose not to. So here again we've got a flower and some more of the leaves. We've got another one of the little pull-outs here, just like the other 2 I showed you. And then here's your recipe card and photo mat. Got a cupcake on that one. Oops. And then on the back of that one we have a triple pocket, and I put 2 of the cut aparts in the 3rd pocket, and the 2 top pockets have recipe cards and photo mats. Just like that. And here's the other one. Same basic premise. And on the last page it just says USA, more of the flowers and leaves. I love this leaf and flower set. They are so pretty. They're time consuming, but they're well worth it. And here's your photo mat for this one. Have watermelon on the recipe card. And then on the back side we have an angle pocket that's turned back, and I have a button on there. And here's your photo mat and recipe card. And that's that one. Then on the inside of the back cover we have another recipe card and 2 of the cut aparts, the smaller ones. It says Freedom and 4th of July Celebration. You can add photos or journaling to the back. And here's your recipe card and photo mat. I hope she loves this. I had fun making it. Something different. And then you've got 3 more of the little journaling spots here. So that's my design for Miss Michelle Allen. She's just the sweetest person, and she never fails to comment and say something really kind every time I post a video. So that's the reason I wanted to do this with her. I wanted to send her something. Hopefully she'll get some use out of it. I think she will, because I've heard her comment several times that she really liked recipe books, so I thought this would be perfect. And I love to go to pitch-ins where people share their recipes with you. Sometimes that's where you get some of the best recipes. So there it is. That's my project. I hope you enjoy it. I would love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Bobbie. I am back with a new project starting today. This one is using the, let me find my sticky sheet here. It's called Let Freedom Ring, and it is by Echo Park. Isn't that beautiful? All the red, white, and blue. It's just gorgeous colors. And I also have a few sheets of the dots by Cartabella. I got some of the navy and some of the red to use with this project. I wrapped the album cover. I did the 3-part lay flat album in the navy artisan. And then I have cut a piece of navy that's just slightly shorter than the height of the album cover. And I have score tape on the back side. And where's my little tape doodle? I'm going to remove the score tape from the back, and I'll put a link to a video showing how you wrap the 3-part cover in case that's something you haven't done before. But I think it's been over a year since Tammy designed that one, and probably most of you have made it, but there's always new people that maybe haven't, so I'll put a link to that. I'm just rubbing the edge to make sure none of my score tape hangs over so you don't see that gooey residual. And I'm going to put this down over the spine, just like that, and burnish that down. It's nice and smooth all the way around. And then I want to get my folds back in place. Now I'm not concerned if there's a little bit of the tape showing here because that's going to be covered anyway. So we're going to reinforce these folds here. Make sure our album closes correctly. Keep it nice and straight. Okay. So there's your album cover. Let's pull in a little bit. So here's what we want to do. We want to attach the dots on the inside of the spine and on both of the covers. So I'm going to use art glitter glue for that. Place these in here with just a little bit of the navy blue margin showing. Just like that. And we're going to have 4 pocket pages in this album. I am going to use the stack the deck method. I have done a lot of the hidden hinge, but that's not my favorite. I think because there's so much thickness where the pages are doubled over the folds, and it just seems to give you a lot of resistance. Let me move this up just a hair. the spine. Ooh, what happened to that? That's not long enough. I gotta cut another piece of that. I don't know what in the world happened to that. Did I pick up the wrong piece, maybe? I don't know. I'll cut another one, because that isn't long enough for sure. I must have picked up the wrong piece. There's nothing that we can't fix. We'll just get another one. Cut a little off the width of that, but I want to make sure I get the right length. Right here. I don't know what in the world I did there. But it ain't no big deal. See if that's the right width. No, a little bit narrower, just a little too wide yet. I still want a hair off of it. I don't want it to catch those folds. Hopefully that'll do it. Yep, we're good. So now I gotta ink it. And I'm just using the coffee colored ink just to get rid of that white edge, so it's not so garish. Jump out in your face white. Okay. Now we should be good to go. It happens to the best of us. We either cut it wrong or we lay it to the side. Next thing we know, we picked up the wrong piece. And it just doesn't fit. And there's no way I'm putting a piece in there that's shorter than the rest. It just looks, ugh. It's not a good thing. So there we go. Much better. Much better. Okay, so there's those three pieces. Now before we put anything to the outside, we'll add our ribbon, and I am going to use this polka dot ribbon from Country Craft Creations. I ordered it especially for this album. Now on my hinge, I have cut two pieces so that we'll have 4 pages, and I cut, they are a little bit shorter so that the page will hook over each of these, and the largest one is 3.5 by just shy of 7, about 6 7/8, and the other one is 2.5 by 6 7/8. And what I have done is cut my pieces, and then I scored each long edge at 1/2 and 3/4. The reason I want a little leeway to fold. And I'll show you what I mean. When we add the pages, we're going to fold the 1/2 inch and burnish it. And a lot of times when you're doing a 1/2 inch and then the 1/4, it gives you a little resistance because it's so close. And it's even harder when it's a 1/8 inch score. But I'll show you what I do to make it easier. Once I've got those scored, I put my ruler in here at the 2nd score line. And I bring it up against the ruler. And that just makes it so much easier. And then you get a nice straight fold. And I like to turn it upside down to burnish it. I just think it gives you a straighter burnish. So that takes care of those. And then we'll do this side. It's kind of hard to see here. Right there, right there. And just bring it up against your ruler. Turn it upside down and burnish it. That way you've got, when you add your page, you only have to put it down to this 1st score line, and that gives you a lot of extra leeway so your page will lay flatter. So we'll do the same thing to this one. And you actually could give it 1/8 of an inch if you don't want that much to fold over. That's up to you. I just like it this way. I think it makes it so much easier. It just makes it lay flatter, I think. And then we can burnish both of these. And then we're going to glue these two together. So this smaller one, if you line it up between these two outside score lines, it should match perfectly. Just like that. But you only want glue on this center portion. So we're going to do that. Up your outside score lines. Oops. And press it down in the middle. Your hinges, and that gives you a 1/2 inch gap in here so that when you add embellishments, you have plenty of room so that your pages aren't looking all wonky. So this is going to go in the center. And then we can lay the album aside and make our pocket pages. Plenty of glue in here because I don't want this little turkey moving at all. So it's going to be, this is your center part, right like sure it's straight. Wait a minute. Right over to this dot. Not exactly straight. There we go, that's better. Now we can open them up. And we're ready for our pages. So we can lay this aside. For the pages. Got to move a few things here real quick. Okay, we're going to start on one page together. So you will have 4 pages the same as far as building them. I cut 4 of the I mixed up the navy blue and the red. And I'll show you what I did. I cut the navy blue at 5.5 by 8. You'll have 4 pieces cut 5.5 by 8. And 4 pieces cut 5.5 by 7. Now on the larger pieces, you're going to score the top and the bottom at 1/2 inch. And then when you fold these under and burnish them, I think we'll probably do the first 2 together so that you can see why I mixed up my colors, or what my thinking is. So we're going to burnish these 2 folds. And I'm going to attach the red onto the blue. And it looks like maybe it's just a hair too long. I'm going to trim just a little smidge off of this because I don't want it to hang over. Just not even 1/8 of an inch, it was just barely off a hair. Now that'll be perfect. So then we're going to add glue to these 2 folds. And we're going to line up the red and burnish it down. Perfect. Burnish those together, and that makes your pocket page kind of a little tunnel, like that. And when you put it in your album, it will sit over these hinges. Well, like that, down to the 1/4 inch. And that way you've got plenty of room, and when you open it out, it will lay flat against the album. When you put it all the way down to there, The first one will lay flat, but the second one will not. So it's just my way of combating that issue. So there's that first page. Now, I have a piece of, let me see what I got here. I have a piece of the sky blue, whatever it's called. I don't know if these pages have a name to them. I haven't inked the pieces yet, so I'll have to do that real quick. This is going to go at the top. This one's going to go at the bottom. This. Pocket that is, it's actually 6.5 by 5.5, and it's scored on 3 sides, and I've just angled the top edges and mitered the corners so that we can make a pocket. And then I've cut the flag paper to go on the pocket. Decided, should I notch them? I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I don't think I will. I'm going to add this to the pocket. Pocket will sit over the center of this pocket. It's pocket after pocket this time. Put it up about let me see how far that is from the bottom. Three-quarters of an inch from the bottom. And that bottom piece was just cut at 1.25 inches. This one is cut at 2 inches. So here's your pocket. And then we have another little pocket that is just under 5, about 4 7/8 by 3.5, and I've scored it on 3 sides, both long sides and one short side. I haven't trimmed these yet. Let me do that. Scissors, please. cut across that where those two meet. And we'll burnish these. And then this is going to sit on this pocket with red on the top. And it's going to have a word on it like America or Brave or something like that. And I don't ink the white because I think it makes it look dirty. I mean, if you want to, you can. I just don't. Every time I've tried it, I wasn't happy with it. So I'm going to put the red artisan here. And this little pocket will open out this way. And I'm not sure of the placement yet, so I'm going to just leave it set for the moment. Now, when you turn this page over, you're going to have blue. So on the next one, I want one that is blue again. So I'm going to use this page. This will be page 2. And we'll put it together the same way. We'll score these, add this, and then we'll put our papers together. Very same process. I just want blue to blue and red to red. So that's why I cut them different. I don't want them all to be the same. I want the front side of this one to be red. Oops, this goes here. Am I confusing you now? Let me put the next one together and then I'll come back and I'll show you and it'll make more sense. Hi everyone, I'm back. Still a little bit gruffy sounding, but I'm on the mend. So here's what I decided to do with the inside of the cover. I want to make a tuck spot, a little pocket, with 3 small places to put little tags or what have you on the front. You need to leave more space at the top so you've got a tuck. But knowing me and how I do things, halfway sometimes, I tell you. I want this to be a pocket, and I don't want it to be too flat because you won't get much in it. Well, guess what? I didn't cut it long enough. I cut mine 7 3/8, which is the height of the page. I should have cut it 8 3/8, but I didn't. So what I did was cut 2 1-inch strips for each side, just shy of 2.5 because this pocket is 2.5 deep. So I'm going to glue these in on each side and they will fit right in there, and that way I'll have a pocket. There's always a way to fix whatever, but me being me, I do want to angle this one so I don't have so much bulk at the bottom. So I'm going to snip it from the fold down and sit it right in here. And actually I'm going to take just a hair off the top, just for safety's sake. And I will put glue on this. Maybe I will. If it'll come out, I will. And I'm going to put it just on the inside of this. Line it up with the top and the edge. And then I want to angle this one as well. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. Burnish these little pieces. And we're going to do the bottom edge and a snip off the top. And then do that very good. Okie dokie. So let's get some glue on this one, then we can put our pocket down. I have so many things I want to do to this album. I don't know if I've mentioned yet or not. This is a collaboration. This album is going to another one of our design team members, Michelle Allen. I don't know if y'all realize it, but a lot of times people are inspired by what you make, and they will give you credit for it if they make something based on what you've inspired them to do. And it's not that they're copying you, but they were just inspired by something they saw you make, and they wanted to like do a takeoff of that item, you know, just it gave them some ideas to make something of their own. And she's always one that will give you credit if she's inspired by something you've done. And I do appreciate that, because everybody doesn't do that. But she's always real thoughtful that way, so I thought I would really like to do something for her. So I decided I wanted to make her an album, and I contacted her and asked her if she would like to do a collaboration. And she said yes, absolutely. So that's what we're doing. I'm making one to send her, and she's making one to send me. I have no idea what I'm going to receive, nor does she know what I'm making until she gets it. Then when she gets it, she can share it with you, and I will share what she sends me. And then we'll both be able to post our tutorials, so that if you are so inspired, you can make what we made. So I'm going to glue this right along where it just covers the red print. Just like that. And then these little pockets, I have inked them with archival coffee. And these are just flat pockets. They're not scored and turned under. I'm just going to put little tag shaped things in there. So there's the bottom one. Just sits right along the edge of this. This is 2.5 once you've scored it. And then we have this one. And I'm just going to leave a small space between the first two. Because I want there to be more space at the top for the third one. It's not completely straight. There we go. And then the third one. See if that looks the same. Maybe up just a hair higher. That should be okay. So there's your 3 little pockets, and I'll do the same thing over on this side, but I want to lay it aside so we can start working on our pages. And I haven't done anything with the outside of the cover yet, but I will. And I will let you know when I've determined what I'm going to do, because it's still in my head. A lot of things are in my head. So, here we go with, page 1. This is the first page, and I'm not going to glue these little pockets down to the very last, because I don't know. I know that I want to put something under them to further embellish it, but I don't know what that is yet. So this one will turn over, and on the back side of this page I have made a corner pocket, and this measures, now this won't be on your cut list, so You don't have to write it down. You can watch this video as many times as you want. This one is 6 by 6. And I've scored 2 sides at a half and then mitered it. And I want to trim this edge as well. And I'm going to score these under. Let me move this out of the way so I don't have the bulk. I'm going to burnish these. And I want to ink these 2 edges so that the white doesn't stand out, just lightly. And I'm going to roll this over and attach a button, but in order for it to keep its shape and not crush, I'm going to glue a straw up under here. And for that I want to use the what's it called? Fabri-Tac. Because I don't want it to mash. So I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac right in this fold. And I just ran this over the edge of a table to get a smooth curve so it wouldn't bend in a fold. I didn't want it to be creased. Here's the Fabri-Tac. I'm going to put the straw in here, and I cut it quite a bit shorter than the paper so it wouldn't show. And then I'm going to roll it down like this. Make sure that's going to stay where I want it. Okay, now I need to punch a hole in it. Let me lay this on here to hold it. I don't know if that's going to hold it down or not. Get my crocodile. Should have had that out before I got started, shouldn't I? I don't know if this is going to be long enough. I might have to use the big one, and I don't like it. Let me see if it'll go in far enough. It might, because it's not a long ways in there. Let me move this. I don't think I need the big hole. Get this little thing to slide back. It's not sliding. There it goes. Taking after Congress to get it to move. Nope, won't make it. Pooey. Okay, let me get the big one out. I don't like it. So it's hard for me to tell where it's going to punch. The other one, this one has a hole up here where you can see where it's going to punch, but this one doesn't. I have troubles with it. Let's see if I can get it where I want it. I hope that's good. Oh, that may not be big enough, I don't know. See if the button will go through it. Yep, the button went through it. That's what I want. I wish I'd have made the hole up a little higher. I didn't, but that'll hold it. And then I'll fasten it on the back side. I'm going to take a piece of baker's twine. son's got his headphones out here in my way. Keeps my drawer from opening right. I just want a thin piece to tie in there. Get some white. Oops. See if I can get it to go through there. Kind of shredded one layer out of there, but that's okay. I'll just pull it off. I just want to tie a knot so it doesn't go anywhere. Then I'll put a piece of tape over it. And I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac on it. So my little knot doesn't go anywhere. Trim these off. Okay. I want to let it set up a little bit, and then I'm going to put a piece of packing tape over it. But that will go here for our tuck spot. So that's the back side of page 1. Let's lay that aside while it dries. And we're going to further embellish these, so I've got too much junk out here, guys. I saw a lady the other day that was talking about how imperfect her life was and how messy her craft room was, and she said, I know it looks like everything's organized when you see the small space I'm working in. But then she backed up and showed her room. Reminds me of myself. Okay, there's that one. This is page 2. And there's going to be a triple pocket here. What I wanted to do was a pocket that goes this way, but by the time I did, it wasn't going to leave enough room for inserts. So I'm going to turn it this way. I had them longer so that they would fit this page. But I cut them down and I'm going to put them this way. So this one's going to go towards the bottom, and I scored it, but I left this flap open so that it will sit right inside this one. And then we will have this one. And I don't really think I need to ink maybe the top of this, and I do need to taper these. Oh, I already had one of them tapered. Just forgot one. And taper this one. That's because I cut them down. I forgot to go back and taper the opposite side after I cut them down. Okay. I think what I'll do is just ink the top edge to get rid of that white. Okay, there's that. So this one is scored 3 times so that you've got your, oh come on, glue. It likes to act a fool, doesn't it? There's that one. And I'm going to leave it up from the bottom just about a quarter maybe. Like that. this one, we're only going to glue the 2 side tabs. Let me trim this right here. Okay, glue on these. And it's going to slide right inside that one. I get it on top of that tab. There we go. Right like that. And then this one the same way. Oops. Okay. It's a little bit of a struggle to get it over that tab on the page before the flap before it pocket. So there's that. So that's a triple pocket. And this one goes on the front side of that. So there's 2. And here's page 3. It's got a red one. We flip it over. I have cut a piece of the navy blue dot by Cartabella, and I'm going to put it on here like that. And then I cut a piece of white just to go inside there because I felt like it was a little too plain. So I just wanted a little bit of a border in there. So I'm going to add that to here, and I'm going to put just a little bit of glue here. And on this one I'm going to put glue along the sides and the bottom. And then I'm going to lay it in there. Hope I get it right. Move this one down just a little bit. Now what I did to get this is I cut this piece 6.5 by 4.5, and then once you score your 3 edges at a half, that leaves this 5.5. So 2 3/4 is center, and I came down 1.5 inches. And I just cut a slit 1.5 inches down, and then I came from the corner in on each side, and that's how I got my V. So this is going to go on here like that. And I don't like it all the way to the bottom. I like to leave a little bit of the red showing. You can take it all the way to the bottom if you want to. You know, maybe I will take it to the bottom this time. Since there's no red showing at the sides, it might look better. Whoops. Let's get it straight, Bobbie. And that could have been just a little bit longer. Darn it, I hate that I did that. I thought I had it perfect, but it's too late now. It's already glued in. Well, I know she understands. Nobody's perfect. So there's that one. Now what I did for the back of this, the rest of it, I made these little acetate pockets that I'm going to put in here. And I'm going to fill them with memorabilia. 3 of them, 3 different sizes. And I'll show you how they're made. There's number 3. So there's 3 different sizes. Where's my pen? Here it is. The largest one is, let me see, I had it written down somewhere. Oh, here it is. The largest one is 7 3/4 by 5 1/8. Let me move this down. So 7 3/4 by 5 1/8. And you're going to score at 1 3/8, 1 7/8, and 2 3/8 on this side. Then you're going to move over and you're going to score it at 5 1/8, 5 5/8, and 6 1/8. So you're going to fold on each one of these lines, and they're not easy to see, I promise you. I have to hold them up in the air to see them. So you're going to score or fold on that line. Then you're going to fold it back on itself right here. And I hope that's straight. There, it's not. This is parchment paper. Golly, I couldn't even think. And then you're going to fold it back in again towards the center. That'll give you a little gusset on the side. And then here's this side. Get it straight. I'm going to fold it back. I'm telling you, they're hard to see on this parchment paper. I think right there is it. I'll lay it over. Yeah, that looks good. And then we're going to fold it back on itself. And my score lines aren't perfect on this one, but when you get to the third one, just bring it even with the edge. And then you're going to overlap it and glue it. I saw a video on this quite a while back, and I don't remember where I saw it, but I had written down the measurements, and I just never had tried it. So the other day I was looking for something else, and I happened on the directions, or the measurements, and I thought, you know, let me give that a try. So I did. I don't remember where I saw it. Now at the bottom, you're going to fold up about 1/2 inch. And you can taper around your edges. I tapered them before. I'm going to see if this will round this time. I don't know if it will or not. I thought I might like them rounded. Hey, it did it. So let's do this side. Oh, it kind of pulled on that one. Get it with my scissors. Excuse me. Could need another cough drop. You can get that little nub off of there. Okay. So now you've got 2 thicknesses. The first time I cut, excuse me. I cut this one down, but then you could see that it was thicker in places than it was in others, so I didn't do that after. I'm just gonna put some glue on each of the layers in here, so it looks the same throughout. And then some glue on the top. And just fold it up. And burnish it. Okay. And then on the top, I did a little thumb notch. What did I do with my little punchy doodle? Maybe I put it away. I don't know what I did with it. I'll use this one. And just put a little thumb notch. Just kind of, I'll park it in the center. Oh, that one doesn't want to do it. See, my other punch did it fine. And what did I do with that other one? I don't know where I laid it. Oh, there it is. Duh. Tell you. Maybe this one will do it. I did it before. Now it's going to make a liar out of me. Duh. It did it before. I'll just straighten it up with the scissors. There we go. Little trim work right here. Okay. So there's your gusseted bag. Okay guys, sorry about that. I had to get a cough drop. I just couldn't do it anymore. Okay, here's page 4. That's where we left off with 3. And this navy blue is going to go on the front of that one. And then on the back, I have a piece of navy blue that is going to go on here. And then I'm going to have a top flap and a bottom flap with the fireworks paper. And then we'll add pockets and embellish it further. So I'm just going to add glue to the inside of these flaps. And I should have inked it, but I can ink it afterwards. Oh, I don't want it to. Darn it, why'd I do that? I don't want it to be there. It needs to be here. Let me get my, where's my little powder puff thing? I had it up here somewhere. That'll set up pretty quick. I don't want it up under there. It needs to attach right here. Oh, yes it does. Oh gosh, Bobbie, you're so stupid sometimes. It does need to be here because it's going on the navy blue. I tell you, sometimes I can't think. I could blame it on the cold, but that ain't gonna work either. So I'm gonna ballpark it and just bring it down to the fold and attach it. Now I'll do the same thing with the bottom. Line it up with the top. And bring it in and glue it down. Now we'll burnish both of these. And then this can be glued down. Now you could leave one side of this open if you wanted to tuck something under it, but I'm not going to. I think I'm going to have enough places in here for her to put photos and journaling and any recipes she might want to save. So I'm going to put this this down like so. And that will be the back side of page 4. And then I wanted to show you, I went back and added a piece of white, a little scrap up here just to take up that gap. It bugged the tar out of me, I couldn't stand it. So there's all 4 pages, and they're ready now to go in the book and be embellished. I need to glue this one down though, since it's had time to set up. Try to do as much as I can before I have another coughing jag. Ugh. My grandson finally got on an antibiotic for his. Okay, so this is going to go right down to the bottom corner and to the left side. Now to keep things from falling out, I am going to put a little bit of glue along this edge. And I think mine's got a little overhang, so I can always trim it. It looks like it's got a little, it does a little bit, so I will trim that. Better do it from the back side so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Put a little ink on it. So there's that one. Isn't that pretty? And then we can embellish up here and put some inserts in it. I think my straw shows a little bit. I wonder if I could trim any more of it off. Without getting my paper. I don't want to cut my paper. Cut a little bit of it off. Doesn't show at the bottom. Just a little bit up here. Do a little surgery here. There. Get these little ones in there. There. Got quite a bit of it out. Not so noticeable. A little bit chopped up, but it'll be okay. I like that. Okay, so that's it for right now. I've got to decide what I'm going to do for the cover, and then each of these will sit in, and I will show you real quick how I'm going to do that, and then I'll do it off camera so it doesn't take so long. I don't want to put them in until I get my back cover. Got this to go. But each one of them will sit over the hinge. So there's your pocket, and it will sit right over the hinge. got your 1/4" spacer there. If you want to use it, you don't have to. You can take it all the way down if you feel like you want to. You can take it down farther. You can take it like 1/8 of an inch away, which I might do because by the time I do my inserts, I might be really close to this edge. See, it doesn't leave me unlocked. And I've got my inserts cut, and then I made some little tabs, and I'll show you those. Well, here, I'll show you real quick. I cut acetate, and I typed out on my word presser, Land of the Free, word processor, and then my tabs are going to be like this, and it's just going to say Land of the Free, and I'm going to attach each one, goodness, I can't get a hold of it, to my insert like this. But I think I'm going to trim this down even farther, so the inserts are only, or the tabs are only like this. And then when it goes in the pocket, I just want it to be on the edge like this, so it just sticks out like that. And it'll say Land of the Free. That's my thinking. If it works, one never knows. Alright, that's it for now. I will be back shortly. Thanks for watching. I'll see you with the next step. Hi everyone, it's Bobbie. I am back for what I excuse me, what I think is probably the final of the tutorial for this collaboration project. I wanted to give you the measurements for this piece. I don't know if I did before or not. I want to make sure that I did. This navy blue piece is 5 by 6.5. Then I cut these two flaps at 4 3/8, and then this one is 5.5, and this one's 6.5, and they just overlap. I did add some photo mats and a journaling spot and a little pocket in here, and I punched out a tab. I'm not going to put a magnet on it, just so that people realize it lifts. And then in each of my pockets I made an insert, and I just put a strip of the design paper, and these are acetate, and I just typed out the words on my word processing program and covered them with acetate and stuck them in the pockets so they say Land of the Free. I punched out, I had a die in my stash that I cut these little note cards from, and I just put those in there. I'm going to put some decorations on here before I put this down so that I got some leaves and flowers poking out. I did these leaves from the cover with the Heartfelt Creations Leafy Accents and Dies, and I have the mold for them too, and I really liked it. They turned out really pretty. Oh, I just cut a piece of scrap and rounded the corners. I made a little banner. I found this Land of the Free because of the Brave Free online, and I just printed it out and matted it on red and navy blue. And then these little roses I had in my stash. Let me see if there's anything else I have done. Oh, I did change this pocket. Remember, it was this. This looks black, and it's called navy blue. I don't know why. But after I got it on, I didn't like it. So I was able to get it off without tearing up the page. And that's what I did. And then this pocket goes here. I'm going to make another folder there. I don't think no, I haven't changed anything else. So what I'm going to do, I just feel like there's too much space in here. So I cut out a pocket to put in there. And it is a piece of red that is 6 by 4.5. No, 7 by 4.5. And this one is 6 by 4.5. And this is going to attach to the back to make a pocket just like the rest of the sheets. And then I made a little hinge, and I scored 3/8, 3/4, and then I turned it around and scored 3/8 on this side. And I'm going to put glue in this little valley here and seal that down to make myself a hinge so that it doesn't stand out, and then this pocket will sit right over it. So that is what I'm going to do. I think this will probably be the final tutorial. I will come back with the finished project and share that with you before you actually see the tutorial. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.